is being conducted in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by advertisement, the Cape May Star and Wave, on the Township website, and posted on the bulletin boards of Township Hall. We request anyone wishing to address council, please wait for the mayor to recognize you. Please state your name and address for the record, and please remember, all comments must be kept to 3 minutes or less.
Thank you. Could you please stand for Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad?
Here.
Councilmember Coombs?
Here.
Councilmember Roy?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Here.
Mayor Sipple?
Here. Okay, I'm going to start the meeting off on a proclamation supporting the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over 2021 Labor Day crackdown. Whereas approximately one-third of all fatal traffic crashes in the United States involve impaired drivers, and whereas impaired driving crashes killed 10,551 people in the United States in 2018, and whereas impaired driving crashes cost the United States almost $44 billion a year, and whereas during the past 5 years, New Jersey roadways experienced 36,049 crashes and 648 fatalities involving impaired drivers, and whereas an enforcement crackdown is planned to combat impaired driving, and whereas the end of the summer season is traditionally a time for social gatherings, which include alcohol, and whereas the state of New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety has asked law enforcement agencies throughout the state to participate in the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over 2021 Labor Day crackdown, and whereas the project will involve increased impaired driving enforcement from August 2021 through September 6, 2021, and whereas the increase in impaired drive enforcement and a reduction in impaired driving will save the lives on the roadways. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Township of Lower declares its support for the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over 2021 Labor Day crackdown from August 2021 through September 6, 2021, and pledges to increase awareness of the dangers of drinking and driving, signed the 16th day of August 2021, Frank Sipple, Mayor. Okay, now we're going to move down to swearing our 3 new police chaplains. I'll ask Tim, Scott, and Glenn, all 3 at the same time, please come forward. And anybody from the family or friends want to hold a Bible, please come forward also. And council, join me.
Okay, so as soon as, you want them to sign it first?
Those 3, these 2, so they'll have to come sign all of this, and I'll just use one for a sample, okay?
Okay.
The PD needs our ones back.
So,
Okay.
they'll have to sign these.
Now, you can raise both hands, how are you going to do that?
Let's do it like this.
Maybe the chief will come up here. There you go. If anybody wants to take pictures, it's kind of informal, please come forward anytime you want to take pictures. Okay? I state your name. I'm sorry, put your left hand in the Bible, raise your right hand. I state your name. Swear to support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And to the governments established in the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. I will faithfully. Impartially. And justly perform. All the duties of. Position of chaplain. To the Township of Lower Police Department. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. stay here. Captain's got certificates here. And I just want to thank the chaplains for taking this responsibility. You know, it's a volunteer, non-paid position. They do a lot of devotion of their personal time in this position here. So again, on behalf of myself and all the council, I'm going to thank all three of you, okay? At this time, Captain Lewis has some certificates I'd like to pass out.
I got one for each. I'll just read one. This says, certificate of distinction is presented to this one, Chaplain Timothy West, for appointment as the sworn police chaplain of Lower Township Police Department. The Lower Township Police Department's chaplains provide spiritual support and encouragement to law enforcement officers, agency employees, and their families. These chaplains also provide spiritual support, comfort, and assistance to the community in times of crisis. Signed by Chief Bureau.
All right.
Yeah.
Got to say anything to the audience at all?
No, thanks. We love our township.
Mike, thank you guys.
Mayor, they all have to sign.
Over here, you have to sign some documents.
Oh, we got to sign some?
Yeah, two places over here.
Thank you.
Thank you now. Thank you. We'll take a 2-minute break so the police can go back on the street and keep us safe.
No, they have the plaques
Oh, you have plaques too? Okay. I thought that was it.
for the businesses.
Okay, you want to just bring it forward?
Thank you.
Are you presenting the plaques? Okay. Okay.
How's it going, everybody? So if you guys have been paying attention to law enforcement over the last few years, you might have seen a lot of agencies are going from the inner bulletproof vests that were inside of their shirts to these outer carriers. For a multitude of reasons, but primarily it's significantly more healthier for the police officer. There's a lot of studies done, primarily because the gear on our hips weighs down on our lower back and our hips and causes a tremendous amount of pain over, a whole career of not to mention you have to sit in the car kind of like this. So with that being said, Lower Township started looking at the outer carriers, and with the permission of our administration, we were allowed to spearhead a project to come get these outer carriers. So we went to some of our local businesses and kind of asked for their support in this project, and we wanted to say thank you to the businesses that were able to help us with that. I say it, and a lot of other officers say it. We're incredibly lucky to work in Kidney County, and even luckier to work in Lower Township. So these businesses, in no particular order, were able to very generously support our project of getting these outer carriers, and we just wanted to formally thank them. Okay, I know some of the businesses weren't able to make it today with it being summer. Some of them are restaurants and stuff like that, which is completely understandable. If they're not here today, we're going to reach out to them and go to their place of business and give them the plaques. But we wanted to give these plaques to Aces Mechanical. Round of applause, you guys. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you. A&A Towing and Recovery. I'd like to also point out that Pat is Class 2 Lower Township, and very good officer, and his lovely wife Val, incredibly supportive of the Lower Township Police Department. So thank you, Val.
Thank you.
Thank you, Val. Manco? Okay, I thought we were gonna have to reach out. Their restaurant, very busy. Ocean First Bank? Okay, and 2 Mile. Okay, so, yeah, just wanted to go on the record and formally thank them. We'll be reaching out to the other businesses and giving them their plaques very shortly. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Chief.
You might want to announce it now. It starts at 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll have a 1-minute recess so the police department get back out in the street. Thank you, Tim.
Sandy or whatever his name is has a career in politics ahead of him. That's pretty sharp, right? That's pretty great.
Okay, we'll resume. We'll move down to our consent agenda. Anybody from council have any comments for the consent agenda?
No comment.
No comment. Anybody from the public want to comment on the consent agenda only? Okay, we'll close the public portion.
Approval of the minutes, excuse me, from August 3rd, 2021, and resolutions 2021-254 through 2021-269.
Is there a motion to move us forward?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Mayor Sippel.
Yes.
Resolution number 2021-271, a resolution authorizing and approving a shared service agreement between the Township of Lower and the County of Cape May.
Any council comments?
Have none.
Any public comments? Close the public portion. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Mayor Sippel.
Yes. Okay, we'll move down to the manager. Mr. Laff, you have anything at all?
No report.
Okay, thank you. Engineer report.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. The first project on the list is the reconstruction of Wilson Drive. As you know, the township received a $180,000 grant from the NJDOT for the reconstruction of Wilson Drive. This project is currently in design, and we attended a meeting on August 3rd to discuss this design and move forward, hopefully to bid this project in the fall after the South Jersey Gas completes their project there. The next project is the Seaview Avenue drainage improvements. So we sent a letter in response to U.S. Fish and Wildlife on July 9th, and they actually, with the help of Manager Laffey, we met them out there on July 27th. It was U.S. Fish and Wildlife, our office, and the Cape May County Mosquito Commission, and Manager Laffey. And we received permission to cut the vegetation along the swale there where the outfall pipe is, as well as the other side. And I want to thank the Public Works went out a couple days later and mowed that swale, and then that same day and following that week, the Mosquito Commission came out and cut the other side. So moving forward, we've opened up now a relationship with us, the Mosquito Commission, and the Fish and Wildlife for continued maintenance of this outfall. And this is a variable timeline, and we'll keep our eye out on this location. The next is the Rochester Avenue issue. We also met the same day on July 27th with the Mosquito Commission at this site, and the area was mowed by them on July 28th and then surveyed by our office. The Mosquito Commission plans to excavate a trench into the marsh area to help with the drainage and improve the drainage in this area once the environmental restrictions are lifted this fall. The next is the NJDEP CAFR individual permit. This permit was submitted on July 22nd, and we're waiting NJDEP comments on this permit. Next is the HVAC upgrades at the rec center. This project is completed. The unit was delivered and it's up and running, and this project is in the closeout phase. The flooding investigation at Cloverdale, Evergreen, and Spruce. The survey of this site is completed. So for the Cloverdale issue, we kind of have a good idea of what we're planning to do. We think we can kind of tie into the Bayshore Avenue drainage. The Evergreen and Spruce is a little more complex. There's a lot of drainage, pipes and inlets in people's backyards, as we've heard complaints, and we'll be sending over a formal report to the township for recommendations of improvements there. The Clem Mulligan Sports Complex. This was awarded to Chavone Construction. They started work on June 28th, and work is progressing well. This project is expected to be completed in January 2022. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions about any of those projects?
Any questions? No. Good. Anybody any questions? No questions. Cody, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move down to public comment. As a reminder, please keep your comments at 3 minutes or less. This is not a question, answer, or debate. It's a public comment. A member of council may address your comment when it's their turn to put their own information out. So we open up to the public. Anybody want to come to the microphone and address council?
My name is Bill Salvia, live at 401 Tahoe Drive. You've probably seen me before. I've been a chaplain for 12 years. I have to say I'm very impressed on what was done here, because being here 12 years, I never had to raise my hand or swear into anything. I would have liked that, but I've never been notified to do it. As far as being qualified, I'm a retired New York City police officer. I put 20 years in the city. I was sworn in April 3rd, 1968. April 4th, Martin Luther King was assassinated. We were put into the street, and I was in the street for a whole year without going to the academy. They gave me a gun and a badge, and they said, go out and be a police officer. It was difficult. But I do remember meeting and being with a lot of people. I became an ordained minister in 1985. And I've been an ordained minister since that. I've pastored churches up in North Jersey and also down here in Wildwood for 3 years. And also I'm affiliated now with Calvary Chapel down here in Cape May. If there's any police officers, and I was hoping they would stay here, who need help, my whole family's been police officers. My father, my brother, my uncles, my brother-in-law, all police officers. I know how to handle and work with police officers, especially what's going on to today. And I'd love to help in any way I can. In fact, the last 5 years on the police force, and also as a associate pastor in a church in New York, I was in a homicide, and I worked homicide my last 5 years. I just wanted you to know that. If you could use me, contact me. I give you my address. God bless you guys. You have a great time. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir, for what you do.
Sir, you might want to reach out to Captain Lewis. He left. He's the one you want to contact, please.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, my name is Jim Pomponi. I live on Richmond Avenue in Wildwood Crest, and I was listening to the engineer talk about Rochester Avenue, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were on you guys were out, or somebody was out on on Richmond the same day. And I guess it was maybe not the last meeting, but the meeting before I was here, and you guys stated that you were going to send a vac truck out to clean the catch basins and the street sweeper, and I commend you. They did what you said was going to happen. They were out the next day. Now, I'm going to tell you, about a week later, we had a storm. It was no different. The water was still, matter of fact, where I live, I'm probably 200 feet, I guess it would be east of the drains. The water was 4 inches above the curb in front of my house. And in the 23 years that I've owned it, I've never seen it back that far. Now, I know it was at least that far during Sandy, but I've never seen that. And my question is, has any either federal, state, or local monies been appropriated, approved, or have you guys petitioned any money to try and alleviate this flooding issue that we have? We need your help there. It's that bad. Yeah, and, you know, then the stuff is always in the street. The drainage is poor. The water, the little bit of water that's left after a storm, it turns green. It turns, you know, like orangish red. It's got flies on it. It's just not a good situation. And I'm just trying to impress on you guys the fact that we need your help. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Jim Sanford, Diamond Beach, happy anniversary. I've been coming here for a year, August of 2020. And pretty much the reason why I came here was because of EMS response. Unfortunately, nothing's changed in a year. In the last month, there was 8 medical assistant calls that Inspira handled to Diamond Beach. Again, we're back to numbers. 12 and a half minutes to get to Diamond Beach. Now, it is a physical impossibility to get to Diamond Beach in under 8 minutes, or 8 minutes. The least amount of time that was spent getting to Diamond Beach was to 2 Mile. It took 10 minutes. To a guy that dropped from exhaustion on the bridge, it took 10 minutes. After that, the times are up 13, 14, 15 minutes. The problem is that the calls going to Diamond Beach, much like I reviewed the 90 calls in the first week that Inspira handled, by the way, all of Lower Township. And on the whole, every other place in Lower Township is at a better position than we are. So what does that mean? That means that 12 and a half minutes, we can't do it. Because out of those 8 calls, 3 of them were under 60. The rest were all over 60 years of age. We ain't got time to wait 12 minutes if we're hurting or if we have a heart attack. And I don't know where we're going to go with this, but I don't think Inspira is getting the Title 41 money. I know it was exhausted with Lower Township Rescue Squad this year. Why can't the rescue squad that's 3 minutes away get that Title 41 money and handle and relieve Lower Township of all of the liabilities and the issue of averaging Diamond Beach times in with the rest of Lower Township? I mean, Irma to Irma, you can get there in 3 minutes. It's just like Diamond Beach to Wildwood Crest. 3-4 minutes, you're there. Not 12 and a half. So I'm going to keep monitoring this. I'm going to be getting the numbers for the month of August. I'll be back here in September. And if you can't do it unless you put an ambulance in Diamond Beach. And there's no reason to do that. The easiest thing to do is work out a mutual agreement with the Crest. You did it with the fire. There's no reason we can't do it, especially now that we have that Title 40 money available. So that's what I'm asking the board to consider. I mean, Mr. Conrad, when we went with back and forth with the times last time, you know, this was just 8 medical calls, and I averaged them. even if I eliminated the highest one, which was 19 minutes, it still came to 12 minutes. It knocked it off 30 seconds. And, you know, we need to get better response time over there, because the guys that are over 60 and the people that are there living over 60, and that's the majority of the calls. And 5 of those calls went to Cape Regional. 5 out of those 8 went to Cape Regional. So, see what you guys can come up with, because, you know, like I said, I'm going to keep coming up here and doing the numbers, and you got to do something. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we'll close the public portion. We'll move to council comments. I'll go first. I want to thank the police department. They ran the youth camp last week, professional camp. Kids had a great time, and they were all taken home each day safe, okay? Next Wednesday, August 25th, is the last concert at the Ferry. It's our fundraiser for the Children's Assistance Fund, so we get people out there donating to the fund. It's a good cause. U.S. Census has given the township some data. 2010, we had 22,866. In 2020, we had 22,057, so we lost about 809 residents in 10 years in Lower Township. A reminder, Escape the Cape Triathlon is August 29th on a Sunday this year. And that's all I have. I'll go to the Deputy Mayor next.
The only thing I have is, I believe that the issues we're talking about in drainage in Diamond Beach, Cody, I believe that's being addressed as part of that outfall that needs to be excavated, that we're not allowed to do under DEP until after the summer season. So I think that's, the water can't go anywhere. It's got to get dug out, and DEP will not let us do it until after the summer. That's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay. Councilman Roy? You wanna go?
Nothing further.
Okay. Councilman Coombs?
I was going to mention Escape the Cape as well. It is a great event. I participated in a couple times. It was a lot of fun jumping off that ferry. Also, school is starting shortly, so be safe and aware on the roads.
Thank you. Councilman Conrad?
First, I want to start, we thank the police, the pastors in the churches. A lot of people overlook what they do for the community. We did recognize the 3 pastors from different churches today. A lot of things we do in this community that get help throughout, the food banks, everything else, go through the churches. And they do, and them and their congregation do a wonderful job. They volunteer doing a lot of different services, and they deserve to be recognized, and they deserve a shout out. The Rec Center concert series, which he alluded to, it's the last one's next week. We do have one this week. Don't Call Me Francis. Should be a good time. It's a party band. And I'm going to address something Mr. Sanford said. Usually I don't need you to, but today I have to. There's no such thing as Title 41 or 40 money. There are actually laws governing EMS in the state of New Jersey. The only thing that covers money on that is fines and how much you pay to license your ambulances. But misinformation is misinformation. Other than that, have a good night.
Thank you. We'll move down to closed session.
Resolution number 2021-270, a resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. This is for attorney-client privilege.
I'll make a motion for the closed session.
I'll second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Mayor Sippel?
Yes.